This is Whiskey Happens. Brad's looking at the bottle. I'm Garrett Johnson. This is
Whiskey happens.
Travis Martin.
No, this isn't Travis Martin. I am Travis Martin.
My name's Brad.
Okay, good.
In this episode, we're talking to Brad about his expedition abroad with very little detail involved.
Because he has been all over the world.
No,
In a lot of places. All over the world.
Yeah.
Over the last 3 years. And as you guys know, he was part of I'm talking to him like he's in the third person, but Brad was on a lot of the episodes before. But then he just got too busy and couldn't do it anymore. And so that was fine because you're a world traveler.
Oh.
What do you think is the biggest difference, comparatively speaking, going to other countries looking for bourbon and here in the United States?
Some of the selection's easier. They just have more stuff on the shelf. Coming from Virginia where they do lotteries, going overseas, it just was, you could find it easier sometimes. Sometimes it was harder, there's a lot of guys doing their own business, selling stuff, websites with just random stuff, auction sites, stuff like that. That made it easier. But
when you say auction site, you mean new rollouts or antiques?
Both. I would find just random websites. I swear these dudes are running it from their basement of just, collecting stuff, and then they would post it and just auction it off. There's no rules over there.
Yeah.
There's no liquor licenses. There's no rules, laws. I feel like, and anybody could open up a website and sell booze over there. And then they would just auction it off. And so that was the easiest way for me to find something. I would find, old Blanton's, old ancient age, and bid on it.
So you're saying that it's lawless in a good way?
I guess. I never felt like I was doing anything wrong by.
No, I don't mean that, but you're saying it's not regulated versus coming from a VABC state.
Oh yeah, no, I would say there's no regulation.
Okay.
I bought all kinds of stuff, but then he also would then say, "Hey, I will buy your stuff from you," and he would come to your house, get it, and then put it on his auction site to sell again. It was just an easy process that I didn't really need to go hunting, I guess. I was more virtual hunting than actual hunting, basically.
That's really interesting. Because you look at kind of how we do here in the States is we still have hunting locally, but then you also have a lot of the auction sites and things like that, but the prices are astronomical. Now, one of the things I always thought was interesting that we talked about before was that you said a lot of the other stuff is lower proof over there. So Buffalo Trace is lower proof over there.
Yeah, your regular Buffalo Trace is what, 45 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Over there, all the Buffalo Trace bottles were 40. I had no idea until I got there. And I think it's even more delicious at the lower proof, but then again, that's what I prefer.
Yeah.
Not everybody prefers that.
Do you think it's just because drinking is more of a social thing there? So there isn't a necessity for.
I've had people tell me different things. That is a law. It can't be above 90 proof or something. So that's why it's 40.
So how does straight from the barrel or barrel proof work over there?
Well, there's imported.
No,
right, that's imported that way.
Yeah.
But to sell that the Buffalo Trace and everything else was just a lower proof. I don't know if they're making it especially for Europe and overseas. I have no idea.
I think so. Well, when it comes to Buffalo Trace products, because we have I call it the Poland edition, although I've seen it in Japan.
Yeah.
Let's say the blue, the green,
the red.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know the green special reserve.
Black. There's all kinds of colors. Yeah.
Those are lower proof. I know that.
Right. Yeah.
Which still go for an arm and a leg here for some reason.
But I've also heard that yes, the overseas prefers a lower proof, right? But then again, you've got crazy scotches and
you don't have drinking ages over there.
Yeah,
that's the other difference.
That can be part of it too. I've never heard anything too concrete as to why. The guys overseas, we don't really know.
Now, did you find any places when you were in your travels that had a better selection, like countries that had better selections than others? Like there's specific countries that were like, oh wow, they have a lot more to offer.
I mean, you had to find the store, right? There's no big sign that, that says here's the ABC store, here's your, package store, whatever over there. Some people were better than myself at finding them. I just kind of walked around the city, and if I saw it, I went in. I know Poland. Yes, Poland was like, every block had one.
Wow.
So it's just
go to Poland.
There's some places that didn't have any. It was just like random local stuff. Now you could tell that somebody was making labels in their basement and bringing it to the store to sell. But it was hit or miss. And then of course some places it's a dry country. There's nothing there at all. And I couldn't. There was no hunting to be done at all. But
wow.
Now, if I was going to ask on the opposite side of hunting, what about the actual scene, like bars, pubs, speakeasies? As you're traversing your way around, is there certain cities that had a better scene for like, I want to try a Thomas H. Hand?
The one place that sticks out would be Paris. Paris has a great little place called the Golden Promise.
And it's in Paris.
In Paris.
Okay.
I don't remember where in Paris or anything like that. The Golden Promise or something like that. But I went there one night with some friends, and they had the largest selection of any booze you can imagine, any bottles. There would a room would go off, and it would be all whiskeys. You go off to another room, it would be all just random selections, all underground. Golden Promise.
I'm gonna be there.
And
Golden Promise translated, or that's the name of it?
It's the name of it. What's the bottle company?
L'Occitane? No, then you said bottle. I don't know anything French.
No, it's not French. I don't know. Anyway, I forget the name of it, but it's just their bar where you can go and drink and stuff. But I had, Michter's 10, 20 there. I had all the Pappies there.
The one that I saw that was really amazing was OFC.
That was London. I found that in London.
Okay.
I forget the name of the bar there in London, but I had walked in completely full of bourbon on the shelf there too. I saw the neck of the bottle and recognized the neck of the OFC. And I said, "Hey, what is that?" And he lifted it up, and sure enough, the copper and the 94. And I was like, "Oh, I bet you don't sell a lot of that." And he laughed. He goes, "Oh no, I just sold this last week." I said, "No, you didn't." But I had found that in the wild. I mean, I wish I could own that bottle.
I think a lot of people
what I was just thinking is, and this could be completely wrong, is the OFC neck the same as the Sazerac neck?
Yeah, it's got like a funny neck to it, but I don't know if it's the same as a Sazerac neck.
Yeah, I've never seen one, so.
Legit, never seen one.
I held it, took a picture with it, and then asked him if I could buy the rest of it, and of course, he laughed at me. But no, I mean, and that was between Paris and London. Those were the greatest spots to find stuff. I mean, you could find anything and buy anything that you wanted. It's just it's always hit or miss. You never really know what you're going to find out there. So
yeah,
fair.
So I mean, like we said, he got to travel around the world, and he's seen a bunch more than what we've actually seen. And if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and we'll try to ping Brad at some point and get him to answer them. Or if you want to know more about Brad's travels, let us know as well, and we can do another episode when we can wrangle him away from traveling around the world.
And until then, just remember, it doesn't matter if you're like an eat on the rocks or in a Coke. Whiskey happens.
Cheers.
Cheers.